How fast can you actually scale on the Google Ads platform? This is a question I get many times from e-commerce entrepreneurs that are motivated to drive results, right? Therefore, I'm also going to explain the steps, what you need to consider and how it actually works when it comes down to scaling as much as possible on the Google Ads platform. My name is Robin. I've been active in the e-commerce industry since early 2019, whereas I also have a Google Ads agency where we have more than 40 Google Ads clients live right now, actively in the e-commerce industry. And this question I get asked all the time, so therefore I wanted to make the video to explain exactly how it works and what you can actually expect from scaling profitably on the Google Ads platform. We always need to focus on profit first because that is going to pay the bill, but you want to scale as much as possible as well, right? So this is a very important topic, what I'm going to cover today. And right now I see there is also a big transition going on from people that used to have ads on social media like Meta, Instagram or TikTok, and they want to transition into Google Ads. But they are also used to scaling very hard. If you have a successful winning campaign on Meta, you can double the budget overnight and see direct impact in your results. But for Google, this works a little bit different, and that's why it's important to check this video until the end so you know exactly the fundamentals, what you need to consider when it comes down to scaling your Google Ads profitably. In the beginning, let's say the first 10 to 14 days, it's highly recommended to start with a little bit of lower budget, because what I see from first-hand experience is that the cost per click is slightly higher. Here in the first few days, you are actually entering the learning phase, so Google doesn't know anything about you as an advertiser, about your website and about the products. And they're also learning in this phase what the market is doing in terms of the response of your products that you put out there, right? So it's very important for the first 10 to 14 days to focus more on testing throughout all the kind of products instead of scaling. First, we want to settle down, get the first impressions, the first clicks, and then the first conversions. And from there, the second phase of scaling and determining what is winning and what is not winning comes to the point, right? Because from there, we can increase the ad spend already, and there scaling comes to the point. But in the first learning phase, scaling isn't necessarily the goal. Stabilization and put yourself out there is the goal when it comes down to a successful learning phase. Once that comes to an end and you have the right campaign structure, meaning you diversify the cold and the warm audience, you diversify, for example, different product types or different collections, so you see exactly what is working and what is not. Only then scaling comes to mind, and therefore you need to apply the right strategy, what I'm going to explain. Recently, we scaled one of our clients from 2K ad spend to 6K ad spend in just a matter of 2 or 3 days. This is an insane result, whereas what I also see recently, that still many Google Ads clients apply the 20 or 30% rule that has been working like 5 years ago. For example, 10 to 30%, increase budget like 1 or 2 times per week. This is a slow move and doesn't really work this way. Google is here to make profit. They want that you make profit, so therefore everyone is happy and generating more money from your results. So with the right campaign structure, Google gives you an indication how much you can actually spend, driving the results much faster than we initially could be possible actually. So the results and the strategies from a few years ago are outdated. If your agency is scaling with 10 or 20% per week, they are providing not enough progress for you right now and you're leaving money behind. What we saw from the increase of ad spend from the client from 2,000 to 6,000, it was even possible throughout the indication of Google to go to 12,000 ad spend per day. But we didn't do that because we also have to deal with the back end of the customer, right? We need to make sure that everything is stable, and we need to make sure that profit is the priority here, because that pays for the bill and the growth with different stores and the team, of course. So in terms of scaling, Google gives you the right indication if you have the right campaign structure, so you can see what kind of spend you need to achieve a certain kind of result. But we also need to keep in mind that we also rely on the people that are actively searching for specific problems or services or products you are selling online, right? So that's also very important that you don't massively increase the budget, because when you increase the budget and there is not enough search volume, you will not spend the whole budget, or at bad days when there is strange traffic, you will spend your whole budget, leading to your account depleted of the budget or your credit card. So it's very important to surf the right wave when it comes down to scaling and not overscale, wiping out your whole budget to bad quality traffic. That's also very important in mind here. So as I said before, when we scale the client from 2K ad spend to 6K ad spend in just a matter of few days, that's actually a 300% increase in results in just a few days, which is crazy, because before we realized that we could only increase the budget like to 20, 30% maximum per week. But this strategy, as I explained, is outdated. Now, as motivated we are generating these results, the ROAS even increased when we added more budget. So that's a crazy win for everyone. There are more clients actively searching for Google and finding the right products. The partner is making more profit. We as an agency benefit from these results, and Google also benefits because they earn more money, right? So this pushes us to think about bigger boundaries and even scale more aggressively for other partners if the backend can handle this kind of numbers. Because you need to understand, if you scale from 2K ad spend to 6K ad spend with an average of 2.5, 3x ROI, you're doing like almost 20,000 euros in a single day, or pounds, I would say, because this example what I just gave was a fashion brand in the United Kingdom. So if you like this perspective of scaling such hard as the example, make sure to click the link in the description where you can see the case study, how I go over the full strategy and how we were able to scale up to 6K ad spend per day while even increasing the ROAS. Make sure to click the link in the description where I exactly explain the full strategy, what we have been through, and how you can potentially do that for yourself as well. And you can also book on a personal call with me right there, so I can evaluate if your Google Ads account is ready to scale in the same way, and if your e-commerce business is proven to make profit, and how you can potentially increase that and work together with us as a Google Ads agency towards this goal. But if you're not ready for whatever reason yet, make sure to watch the recommendation video after this, where I explain more about my Google Ads strategy and how you can roll out, launch and successfully scale your Google Ads yourself, so you can even make more profit from the information what I'm going to provide in this kind of instructional videos. My name was Robin, thank you for watching this video, and I see you on the winning side.